Привіт, мої любі друзі! І ми продовжуємо наше проходження KINGDOM COME DELIVERANCE, частина 2. І так, що я планую сьогодні? Я сьогодні планую відправитись до борошника і глянути, які ж він пропонує нам завдання для того, щоб ми могли потрапити до весілля через нього. Я нагадую, що всі завдання, які нам потрібні, щоб потрапити до весілля, я виконав через коваля родовини. І зараз ми маємо можливість попасти до весілля. Але я хочу глянути також заодно і показати вам, що пропонує нам борошник, і що там буде цікаво, і що ми побачимо цікавого. Ну що тоді? Я не бачу ніяких підстав, щоб тут задержуватись. Я пропоную відправлятися відразу до борошника і дивитися, що він нам пропонує, які завдання. Так, у нас тут вечір вже, да? Буду залишити нашого коняку. Не бачу ні стіла, нічого. Але я бачу борошника, да. Давайте відразу з ним поговоримо.
Greetings, my friend.
I heard at the Troskovitz Tavern that you might have a job offer.
Well, you don't look lame. Hi. I reckon I could find some work for you.
I also heard you're invited to that big wedding coming up.
That's no business of yours at the moment.
All right. So what kind of work do you have for me?
You'll be carrying sacks of flour.
You don't have anything better? I can do other, more useful things.
Well, that's nice and all, but there's only one thing I need from you right now, and that's hauling sacks of flour.
Maybe you could use an armed escort. Maybe I could sit around here somewhere looking tough.
You think you'd be good at that? You don't seem very tough to me. Why not try something a bit simpler, such as hauling sacks of flour?
Do you really have nothing better I could do?
I do, but only for people I know already. And you're not one of them.
All right. It's not like I have much of a choice, do I?
The sacks are in the barn, and the wagon is in front of it. I'll give you a groschen for every half dozen you carry. You won't have to buy food. We'll take care of that. And you can sleep here, in the barn. But not on the sacks of flour. You understand? Or I'll tan your hide. Climb up to the loft with the others.
Oh, fuck me.
Careful what you wish for. Go on, get to work. Take care, friend.
I wonder if Crazel gives him a groschen for every half dozen too.
Так, ну я думав, що спочатку ми
Careful.
переночуємо.
Gives him a groschen for every half dozen too.
А потім вже, щоб було більш-менш якось видно. Так, тут горіще, да? Ні черта не видно. Так, поспати зберти, да, це наше. Да, це ще й наш. Але я ж не дуже пам'ятаю, де я взяв щит літа, щит осені, щит зими, щит весни. Крушня, да. Добре. Лягаємо спати. І зранку до роботи. Ну, звісно, треба спочатку поснідати. Він казав, що насчет харчів можна не турбуватися, але де тут харчі? Можна знайти. Я не бачу, що взагалі ніякої... Де тут кухня? Чи на другому поверсі? Може тут, ну. А, да. Єсть. Добре тоді. Мішки. Підвода. Сарай. Це, я думаю, нам знагодиться. У мене вже є кінжал. Так, ці мішки, да?
Maybe this one will be lighter. This is no joke. Fuck, that's heavy.
Так, а нам той ще казав,
Sweating like a pig.
що тут теж є бої. Я бачив у виборі діалогу, у нього там теж можна спитати про бої.
What the hell is in this thing?
Good boy.
Maybe this one will be lighter.
No youngster. I reckon Bonnie will be all over him.
Fucking hell.
Greetings. What brings you here so early in the morning? Farewell, my
Вона
friend.
чітко не скаже.
Maybe this one will be lighter.
Щось віз не наповнюється. О. Може тут
Sweating like a pig.
немає сенсу їх носити? Треба піти сказати, що я не буду їх носити, чи що? А ні. Все ж таки є якийсь кінець. Курва. Ну да.
Have you got it done? I said, are you done?
You're milling some pretty peculiar grain here, Miller. It's got a bit of a metallic flavour to it.
Kurva. Can't you be more careful?
Tell me the truth. What are you really doing here?
Seems I'll have to lift the lid off the cauldron of knowledge sooner than I expected. You think you're ready?
Yes.
I'm attempting to convert matter into a truly miraculous energy.
What?
I understand. It seems impossible. I'm sure you're asking yourself what that has to do with the metal in the sacks. But we're only just scratching the surface. You see, for my experiment, I'll need something sinfully earthy. Something we'll have to appropriate. And that's something you can help me with, my curious apprentice.
I'll help you.
That's the right attitude. Now listen up. In Troskovitz, next to the tavern, there's a rat house. And in that rat house,
Jak zawsze.
there's a chest. And in that chest is a document I need. One that used to be mine. But due to an unfortunate twist of fate,
Звісно ж.
ended up there. It's called The Offer of Hermes Trismegistos. It's written right on it. You said you could do all sorts of things, so I assume reading is one of them. Am I right?
I can read. But I reckon that's the catch, isn't it?
The catch is the chest is under lock and key, and most likely well guarded.
Of course it is. And then you'll get me into Semin's wedding?
Aye. If you help me, I'll find a way to get you there. Miller's honor.
Where exactly should I look for this document? I doubt they've only got one chest in the Troskovitz rat house.
I can't help you there, but my hand Zinnik might know more. He had the document on him, but then the bloody fool got caught because of something else, and they took it from him. I'm pretty sure he's still on display in the stocks on the square. Just remember, lad, if you get caught like he did, the guards will turn out your pockets. Then it will be pretty hard to explain what a tramp like you is doing with a document he can't even read.
No, I doubt the bailiff will let me roam around the rat house and go peeking through his chests. Any advice on getting in there without being spotted?
Oh, come on. Do I really have to spell it out for you? Black clothes, the play of light and dark. A quiet night, and those who live in the shadows, concealed beneath its veil.
Is that supposed to be advice?
Just get some inconspicuous clothing and head over there after midnight.
And where can I get some clothes like that?
I had my outfit washed in the Gilioff bathhouse, but after a bit of disagreement, they refused to give it back. It's my gift to you. All you have to do is pick it up.
Pick them up? You want me to steal them, don't you?
Doesn't it sound like a suitable appetizer before the main course? There's no sense in trying to deal with the owner, Dorothy, anyway. She's a contrary woman who's impossible to talk to.
I'm not even surprised your paths crossed. I'd like to learn more about the art of thievery.
Thievery? Humph. Why call it the art of thievery? It's simply an art. But all right, enough wordplay. If you want to learn something, go and see Hensel. He'll tell you how to relieve people of the things in their purses, or how to quickly and painlessly send them to the land of dreams. And if you'd like to try opening locks without a key, there's a chest in the barn that you carried the sacks to. You can practice on that.
All right. I reckon I know everything I need. Thanks.
Ні, ще не все.
Greetings to you too.
I hear you let your hands fight each other. Could I have a go too?
Who told you about that?
The innkeeper in Zhelyov might have mentioned something about it.
So, Lawrence sent me a new fighter, did he? He doesn't believe in my lads too much.
Well, can I join in?
Since you're here already, why not? Hensel will explain how it works around here.
Щодо пергаменту.
How about some more advice on sneaking around in Troskowitz?
You come to the right man. As clumsy as a blind dog and about as inconspicuous as a cow at a banquet table. You've got a lot to learn.
I focus mainly on my diplomacy skills.
Talking your way out of a bad situation can definitely come in handy. But who knows if you'll be able to reach the end of your journey without drawing your sword or sneaking around. What do you want to know? I'll try to explain it as simply as I can.
What should I wear to be inconspicuous?
Something dark and drab would be best. It won't exactly command respect, but at least people won't pay you much attention. Who'd notice someone so shoddily dressed? Just don't go wearing fancy clothes around tramps or shoddy rags around nobles. You have to be like a ghost that nobody knows about. And a ghost shouldn't get their hands dirty, or bloody for that matter.
I've been known to be a bit noisy. How do I stay quiet?
Only a fool goes robbing in full armor. Better to take off your chainmail before you go climbing through someone else's window. And tread lightly. Not only will you not make a racket, but you just might hear the fellow in the other room get up to take a piss.
That's all. Thanks for the advice.
Нічого такого нового я не побачив. Так. Одне завдання, друге. А, це попрактуватись. Окей. Ще раз. Скільки раз це треба робити? Випадково щура забрав, ну. Так, досить.
Praise God.
Crazel said you'd teach me to pick pockets.
Sure, follow me. I know a quiet place. So Crazel took you on just like that? Surprising. Crazel hardly trusts anyone. He's a smart man.
Я наче
Don't you
самі
even think
робити.
about betraying him. That would end badly for you. Not to scare you, though. That's not what I'm here for.
Let's begin.
Not so fast. You're new here, so here's some advice before we get started.
Don't worry. It's not my first time.
Well, well, well. You fancy yourself. Let's see. Where would you look for keys on a person?
In the front pouch, of course.
All right. I see you have some skills. Do you think you're up to stealing something from the front?
Nah, I'm not quite ready for that.
Don't you want to hear about it anyway?
All right? Tell me.
First of all, rich or poor, most folks carry their things in a pouch either in front or in the back. The front one holds keys, coin, and other small items.
And the rest is in the back.
Exactly. Now, this is important. Don't steal from the front pouch unless you're sure you know what you're doing.
Well, what if I need something from it? Like a key to a chest?
You can try taking it from behind. It'll be more difficult, but it's manageable if you're careful enough. Show me how nimble your fingers are then.
All right? Let's do it.
Quit dawdling and get over here. Careful.
Done.
Very nice. I didn't notice you at all, and that's exactly what you want. Now give back what you took.
Here you go. What now?
That's it. It's a simple art. But if you want, you can give it another try.
I'd rather try takedowns.
Why not, since we're here? Well then, it's easy. Sneak up behind me and choke me out. I won't fight back the first time, so you should have no trouble. Just remember, you mustn't let me see you.
All right? I'll give it a try.
Shit! That hurt! You knocked me out nicely. I wasn't even aware of you.
Ну, типа, все, що?
I didn't fight back the first time. This time I won't make it so easy. Remember, if you're... Didn't fight back the first time. This time I won't make it so easy. Remember, if your victim is able to defend himself, you can still turn things around. But it will be a close call, shall we?
All right? Let's do it.
Nice choke. I'm still seeing stars in such a way that I don't notice. That's how it should be.
Так, а то це що у нас? Угу. Вкрасти гроші, це спитати, це одяг.
The miller said I could wrestle with you.
Look at you champing at the bit. You do have the coin for a wager, don't you?
Wait, you never said anything about a wager.
Did you really think we brawl just to pass the time? Well, maybe we do a bit. But still, if you want to fight, you have to wager something.
If you say so. Here's the coin.
Great. Get your ass ready for a good kicking.
Все?
Nice. Nice. You fight better than I'd have expected.
Thanks.
But we'll see how you fare against Malik. Oh, yeah. And this is yours.
Да, було зовсім не важко, якщо чесно. Чому я перевантажений? Так, Малік. Мене корова вдарила.
Well, ready to brawl?
Aye, all right. It's going to be a clean fight, see? No funny stuff.
What funny stuff?
Kicks in the balls, fingers in the nose, biting and shit like that. Try something like that and I'll rip your head off.
Don't you worry. I can hammer you without any of that.
We'll see about that. And what about the wager? Have you got coin?
Here it is.
That's the way I like it. Let's do this.
Слабаки. Ну що там? Подъем.
God damn! You gave me the runaround.
You all right?
Well, a bit of liquor to ease the pain, a bit for the tummy, and I'll be all right. You're going to be much worse off
Побачимо.
when Vera's done with you. If you wanted to train a bit before then, let me know. I can show you some tricks. And here's your wager. Spend it well.
Пару прийомів кажеш? А ну стоять.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you in?
I need to learn
Fine.
Прокачка, ще там.
I'd like to learn.
What are you in?
Крадість, ну давай.
I know what.
Thanks.
Далі, підожди.
I'd like to.
What are you in?
Непомітність.
Teach me. All right.
І
Come here.
підожди.
I'd like to.
What is this?
Now it's my turn.
How are you able?
Thanks.
My turn.
So you're the toughest one here.
Aye, that's me.
Still, it's odd that the miller trains you like that. Don't you think?
I just do what I'm told,
You'd rather keep things to yourself, eh?
I suppose.
I want to fight you.
Are you sure? I could break you in half.
Don't you worry about me. Well, shall we?
Well, if you say so. Got the coin for a wager?
Yeah. Here's the coin.
Get ready then.
Wipe the floor with us.
You'll be.
Жорсткий хлопець. От і все. Прокидаємось. Ну що, чемпіон?
Well, fuck me. A stripling like you, and you whip my ass.
You're full of surprises yourself. Not even Pa swore as much when he whacked his knee with his blacksmith's hammer.
Oh, I know. Once a fight starts, my mouth takes on a life of its own. Here's the coin you won, and go and see Crazel. He could send you to Shelley-off instead of me.
Якого вже, але я вже там був. Так. Їдемо до борошника, да? Скажемо, що ми всіх перемогли.
Well, Miller, seems I defeated all the hands you have here.
Good work. But it's a shame you didn't show up here before going to fight in Jeliov. I'd have had a wager on you. You know what? Have a few groschen from me, so folk don't say I'm stingy.
Thank you.
And if you get bored fighting my fellows, look around the woods by Kompanija. Seems there's some peculiar fellow living there who knocks 7 shades of shit out of anyone who as much as looks sideways at him.
Near Kopanina, you say? Maybe I'll go and have a chat with him.
Seems he's some herbalist or something, but that doesn't seem right to me. The strongest bloke around and he's growing flowers? If that's true, there's no sense in this world at all.
А щодо торгівлі? Ну, зачекай. Спочатку віддільнемо, щоб мене що не наплутали. Ага. Окей. Кінь. Звичайно, довгий меч. Трошки. Хай буде. Ми все будемо спробувати продати. Сподіваюсь, у нього ж є гроші.
Show me your wares.
Так. Що ми можемо продати? Та у нього також небагато, да? Це погано. Добре, так. Так. Угу. Може не вистачає
Worried about the
грошей.
price?
Well, I suppose we can try. Aye, you'll convince me with that price.
Так, тоді. Це на коняку. Зачекай. Так, у нас ще. Так, розпродували все, що є. А, єп, твоє. Чому такі малі швидкості? Вау, добре. Відправляємося до лазні. І куди ж ти повертаєш? Так. Це вже не потрібно.
Greetings.
Також нам не потрібно.
Greetings to you.
I heard you have some clothes here that belong to Miller Crazel.
You're damn right I do. They're here waiting for him. Only I had to put them away in a chest in the loft. So I don't have to be constantly reminded of the debt Crazel racked up here. Taking his bloody time he is, the bastard. Those rags have been here for so long, the rats have got into them. Why do you care about them so much anyway?
The miller mentioned them. Said I could take them.
Are you his new lackey or what? Did Zinnek start to get on his nerves?
Well,
Look, I don't really care who takes them. They're a bunch of boring rags.
Ганчір'я.
But if you only knew how much work it was to wash out them particular black stains and sew up the burn holes, and most of all, to wash out that awful stench of rotten eggs. Blah. Along with Crazel's debt, it'll cost you this much, including the price of soap.
200.
come on, Dorothy.
What is it?
Well, I'm sure I could get you the groschen. I have a feeling you prefer a more steady supply of silver.
What do you mean?
You're looking at a fellow who meets with all sorts of important people in the region. And these people ask him, "Where did you get such beautifully clean clothes, good sir?" And he honestly answers, "Well, from Dorothy and Jeliov, of course. She washes your clothes so gently and thoroughly, you'll feel like you're wrapped in a feather quilt. And trust me, I'm willing to pay for a comfort like that."
And this fella is supposed to be you?
Wasn't that obvious?
I'm not sure. Where you're from, they call beggars good sir. Or are you trying to tell me that a yokel like you meets with nobles? Even in Trotsky itself? Huh. If I was the Chamberlain, I'd throw piss on you at first sight. I wouldn't be surprised if you and Crazel already tried that, judging by how them rags stink. Either way, if you want them, you'll have to pay off his debt. Otherwise, you can take your leave.
Добре.
I apologize.
Але вона сказала на горі ще зверху. Добре. Спробуємо це перепровірити. Так. Зручна зброя не потрібна. Ну що, підемо тоді спробуємо. Як казав Бошенок, за одною потренуємось. Так. Хтось ходить там. Угу, цей чоловік. Тільки через хату ми зможемо потрапити. Окей, треба почекати трошки. Щас. Двері відчинені, але я не бачу нічого. Декілька. Ну, не знаю це. Можемо це взяти, але мені кажеться, це щось не то. Ключі. Відберете скринь. Зламати? А чому я не можу відкрити ключі? Угу. Це по-ідеї воно.
Yes!
Да.
These will make me almost invisible.
Тоді... Повертаємося до нашої домівки. Так. Спочатку вдінемося по нормальному. Так. Це наш стелс набор, да? Він каже, у дороге не треба вдіватися. Пов'язки. Окей. Так, можемо ще перекусити разок і відправлятися до Трускавиця. Розпитаємо про... Чи може до Лезніни відео спитати, як діла в неї там?
How can I help you today?
My body is in need of rest and relaxation.
Certainly. We're open.
Ну,
Do you have some pretty girl here who could
буде якийсь баф.
keep me company?
My girls know how to make a fella happy.
What I really need right now is a little taste of paradise.
All right, but money up front.
I'll gladly pay you.
Excellent. You won't regret it, sir.
Розуміло.
The world sure seems brighter after that, eh? See you again next time. I apologize.
Да, баф з'явився, окей. Добре тоді. До Трускавиці тоді нам треба. А чому він тут? Ну добре. Він же тут? Його вже відпустили, чи що це? Я запізнився?
You silly doggy.
Ні, там треба туди. Його кудись везуть, чи що це?
Ja. Quick.
Він сам прийшов.
Whoa, whoa. You must be Zinek. Am I right?
Who's asking?
Crazel sent me. He wants me to get the document they took from you at the rat house.
Well, good luck with that, brother in the trade.
They took it from me with all the stolen stuff because they thought it was part of the loot.
I told them I had it before I robbed that merchant, but they wouldn't listen.
They locked it all in a chest full of other stolen things in the rat house jail. You can get there from the courtyard behind the rat house. It's right under the guardhouse. Or you can get there from behind the tavern, alongside the fence. As soon as you find the stairs leading down, you'll know you're in the right place.
Who has the key to the chest?
Well, actually I had one, but when the guards shook me down, I must have dropped it. It was in the chamber next door to the one with the chest. They've got a pretty soft bed in there, I tell you. The key must have fallen under it.
Is that the only key?
No, of course not. Almost every guard in Troskowitz has one. Take it from one of them who's got his back turned. Or one who snuck off somewhere for a nap.
I'll keep it in mind. Thanks.
Wait, before you go, you do know how to pickpocket, right?
I'll manage. Leave it to me.
Farewell.
Все? Що це за хатина така? Добре. Нам Борщ казав, що він стоїть закований, як ми з Яном Тачиком. Але напевно, то, що я так довго вештався, лазні і тому подобне, напевно, відпустили. Він прийшов сюди, може він тут живе, чи що це. Це якесь потайне місце для шахраїв. Так. Мені треба якось тут попасти, да? Вниз. Це у нас сортир. Коні. Що тут? Тобто нам сюди треба, да? Але тут охорона, да? Окей. Також... Угу. Це вже зачинено, да? Добре, тоді нам треба чекати вечора і потім іти, де знайти ключ і потім підвал, да? Добре, що у нас тут є де переночувати, я думаю, десь отак.
Call off that dog, or I'll report you for being a public nuisance.
Окей.
That's what I thought.
Sit and stay.
Так. Собаку ми заспокоїли. Тут у нас є один. Як же нам потрапити?
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
Так, той казав, через корчму також можна пройти, начебто, да? Протиснутись.
You'll wake up the whole farmstead.
That's no great loss.
А чому я не можу виходитись вночі? Та почекаємо ще годинку. Значить, тиша. начебто тут. Щось кашля. Так, я казав, або біля кроваті десь знайду я ключ, або ось можна вкрасти, хто спить. Давайте спробуємо. Бачу. Так, ключи есть. Тут начебто, да? Спуск. Угу.
The offer of Hermes Trismegistos. That's Krazel's document.
Все, позабираємо. І треба звідси тихенько вийти ще. Тут переночуємо. До ранку.
Look what I have for you.
Так, треба переодягнутись. Все. Угу. Добре. Головне, щоб нас не... Зі стражі ніхто не... Бійця, добре.
You silly doggy.
Де наш?
Good day to you.
I have that document from the rat house for you.
Excellent. I knew I could count on you.
I took a look at the document. I couldn't really make much of it. Who's this Hermes Trismegistos?
My fifth cousin. We write to each other sometimes.
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Did you find my family tree at the rat house, too? Now show it to me, so I can finally get the knowledge. Good. Good. This will come in handy. Ah, yes. Of course.
What now?
That much? Going to need more. A lot more.
Did you hear me? What now?
Sorry. I got lost in thought. I owe you my thanks as well as reward for getting me the document. And maybe another little job? What do you say?
Don't tell me you've forgotten. I need to get to that wedding in Semi.
Don't worry. Your path is leading that way. Only it'll be a little longer than expected.
Are you yanking my pizzle?
Not at all. I'll get you to the wedding as sure as the heavens are above me. The fire of the Creator is within me. But you'll have to wait a while. Besides, things are about to get really interesting. Step by step, we're moving closer to the great revelation.
Enough. I'm sick of listening to your cryptic blabbering. Supposing you first initiate me into the mysteries of your enchanting mill. This isn't any run-of-the-mill business, so to speak. I smell something devilish here.
Devilish? Not at all. It's high learning. Alchemy! And when I say alchemy, I mean real alchemy. Not some hocus-pocus brewing of potions for creaky joints and bellyache.
Tell me more about it, then. Maybe I'll learn something useful.
I wouldn't be so sure, but I've taken you on as an apprentice, so I might as well tell you something. Now, pay close attention. I want to make a golem out of dough. Then, using secret alchemical practices in theurgy, bring him to life.
A golem? What's that?
A golem is a helper brought to life using divine words. A living statue endowed with massive strength. It can be made of clay, wood, stone, basically anything. I'll make one out of flour. Studying the Jewish Kabbals taught me a practice known as Maseh Bereshit. A mystic can use it to imitate the work of God. Just imagine. You know how helpful a golem would be at the mill? Carrying sacks, pulling wagons, standing guard. He wouldn't be much smarter than Zinnik, but he'd have the strength of 10 men.
My word. That sounds incredible. I have to see it.
So far, it's just all in my head. But if you're patient and help me, you'll see soon enough. It's in the interest of the advancement and prosperity of mankind. Just look at the Bible. Moses could command the waters and speak to God through the element of fire. Jesus brought the dead back to life. I've no doubt that if our great holy Mother Church had been around at the time, they'd have crucified Jesus the same as the Pharisees. And all the apostles would have been burned at the stake.
So a golem, you say, made of flour? For the good of mankind?
Exactly!
And what about the good of me? You promised me a reward.
You already know that you can learn the practical application of certain useful skills from me. But for a few groschen, we could discuss the art on a more, let's say, theoretical level.
I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. Supposing you give me a few groschen first, as a reward for bringing you the document, and then I'll decide whether to trade the coin for some learning.
Oh, see now, I completely forgot. Here you go. So you don't go around saying that Miller Crazel is a pinch purse. I added in what I owe for those sacks you carried. And if you want some more work, there's plenty.
What's this next job all about?
I need to find a saltpeter pit.
Never a wasted word, eh, Crazel?
Short and to the point. That's my credo.
And how long will it take before you tell me what a saltpeter pit is?
A saltpeter pit is a pit in which saltpeter is formed.
This has something to do with the alchemy of yours, eh? I don't know much about that stuff.
Nitra is saltpeter. White crystals similar to salt.
And what needs salting here in the mill? Or is it supposed to be some peculiar Crazel wedding gift for a young Semi?
Nothing of the sort. The Kabbalistic doctrine speaks of saltpeter as a vessel for the inexhaustible essence of life. Those white crystals are said to contain the very essence of being. That's precisely what we need to give life to our golem. Thanks to the ingredients from Hermes Trismegistos, His feet will never get tired, and his fists will have the power to smash rocks. But saltpeter is the most important thing. Saltpeter will be the golem's heart.
So you're serious about this golem? And are you certain it'll work out?
Certainly. Otherwise, I wouldn't even try.
How much saltpeter will it take to bring to life such a big creature?
A lot. That's why I want you to find me a decent saltpeter pit. Do you understand?
I was hoping I'd learn something useful from you. But instead, you're making me wander around the countryside looking for some pit.
Well, you never know when an experience like that might come in handy.
All right then. I'll look around for that saltpeter pit of yours. I just hope you know where to look, that you can point me in the right direction, and also that you'll get me into that wedding as a reward.
Yes, yes, and yes. Bonnie has a lead. She's a damned handy girl to have around. She can do anything you ask of her. But for you, the most important thing is that she knows how to look for niter, or saltpeter if you prefer.
So this Bonnie is some kind of witch who's in on this golem stuff.
Bonnie is someone I trust without question, and you should too. Not only will she teach you how to find saltpeter, but also how to differentiate it from common salt. The main difference is it has kind of cooling taste.
Hold your horses. You want me to taste that nasty stuff?
If you don't taste it, you could confuse it with some nasty rot. You don't want that.
Damn right.
Don't be such a lily liver, Henry. If Bonnie can taste saltpeter, so can you. She'll tell you the rest herself. You'll find her in the lair. That's a secret storage space I have here just by the pond. Only my best people can get in.
How can I get to this lair?
There's a bridge over the mill stream towards the southwest. Take the path to the left, just behind it along the pond. From that path, you turn right, uphill, between the rocks, and you'll find yourself right in front of the lair. You can't miss it. Oh, and so I don't forget. You could pick some herbs along the way to see Bonnie. It would make her very happy. She's just been through some tough times. Her dog died, and on top of that, she has to spend time with that blabbermouth Zinnik. On the other hand, Zinnik might be holding his tongue for a while after his encounter with the Troskowitz stocks.
Bonnie spends time with Zinnik. She may want some spirits rather than herbs.
Bonnie? Never. Being a decent Christian, she avoids alcohol like the plague. Run along, so you're back as soon as possible.
To the lair.
Да. Щодо голема, це відсилка на казку, там де борошник випік печиво, яке вміє розмовляти, ходити. Ну, якщо хтось дивиться Шрек, і там було то печиво, це з тої казки. І так. Да, це туди. Це треба відправитися сюди, і потім вона нам розкаже, де що шукати. Окей. Поїхали тоді.
Go!
Так, це те ж саме місце. Так. А що тут? Зламати. Це он тут сплять, да? Добре.
Lord be with you.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
The Wolf of Skalitz.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
Будь ласка, забирай.
My word, that's exactly what I need. The ingredients for the magic ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Crazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flour will look like. But I'm mostly curious to see if Crazel will really be able to breathe life into it with the help of saltpeter.
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slay us all with one blow. So, if by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heels for dust. And I suggest you do the same. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Crazel's saltpeter, I won't keep you.
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the miller's finally found a normal hand for once. You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
Mutt.
What a cute fella. How did you find each other?
He belonged to this girl I knew, Teresa. She saved my life in my hometown, Skalitz, when I went to bury my parents.
Well, that's what I call an interesting past. I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating, just slept all the time. And then, well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make, maybe, barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Crazel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather run for the hills. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
He seems awfully mystical. He has lots of experience, like as if he's lived for hundreds of years.
It's his beard that does that. Don't let it fool you. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case, you know. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
A barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Crazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Crazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't. And Crazel, of course, didn't tell me shit.
Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave, the best natural saltpeter maker.
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a a saltpeter mine.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Well, I haven't met him yet. Where can I find him?
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia Rocks.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun, and pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskovitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, the Wolf of Scarlets.
I'd like to learn something.
And what would you like?
Супер.
Being quick.
All right.
Oh, you.
Але нічого витащити. Так, де мій кінь? Що там треба м'ясо купити, да?
Quick! Quick!